Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
I mean, come on, man. This was uploaded a month ago. I needed this today. Thanks. Bro just mad he ain't shredded like Shapiro. Come on, man. Come on, Jack. I'm shredded in my own way.
Obligatory gun show. We'll get it out of the way. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. There
Yeah.
Full gun show this time.
Show the skin. This fucking one's much bigger than the other, Ben. Why is that? Why is one arm so much bigger than the other? Kind of weird. It's like a lot bigger.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Claim to be pro-life. And yet you jack off.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Curious. Don't you think you should save some for your wife? Come pick me up, it's getting weird here.
Hundreds of eggs are fertile.
Now, like, he needs to talk about how it's, like, unscientific. Whereas before, like, maybe 5-6 years ago, he would be anti-abortion, but he would talk about it from a moralistic perspective, and he wouldn't intellectualize it so much. He would just say it's wrong. He would just say it's an affront against God. But I think Republicans, in a lot of ways, have acknowledged that that doesn't work with a lot of younger people, and instead you have to make young people feel really smart by lying, by just lying. How is it unscientific? It's real. I mean, unscientific in the sense where it's like, you know, it's a real baby, even though it's not. If life starts at the point of whatever they think, then why can't I drink 9 months before I turn 21?
A lot.
You'll notice. Also,
Yeah, because it's unconditional. Because Bill Nye's stance on abortion is that it should be unconditionally allowed. No more. Oh, you think life begins at conception? Cool. Guess I'm a murderer.
the notion that a spontaneous bodily abortion, meaning your body does not actually
Why did I think Newt Gingrich was dead?
carry through the pregnancy, that this is treated the same way as a purposeful, deliberate abortion is very silly.
What did I say? He's equating it to something like a miscarriage.
In no area of criminal law would you treat those two things the same.
Oh, Ben. We're like 6 months from moving this from miscarriages to like failed fertilization crimes. I wish Newt Gingrich was dead. Unfortunately, he lives in my area and I've run into him before. Oh, that's awful. Evil energy. If abortion was accessible, then there would be next to no third trimester abortions. Yeah. And there still are next to no third trimester abortions. Less than 10% of abortions are in the third trimester. It's only in like severe emergencies. And it's never, almost never to like terminate the pregnancy on purpose. It's because the woman is going to die or the baby's already dead.
If you left your car in neutral and do the same thing as a naturally occurring thing and half the time just kind of slides out and whatever, why? Why does nobody like abortion?
Because of social stigma, douchebag.
Explain.
Because there are people outside of abortion clinics that threaten to kill you when you try to go get one. Also, you know what? I like abortion, Ben. I like that women are allowed to control their own bodies. I think abortion's awesome.
You can't tell somebody what to do. I mean, she has rights over this, especially if she doesn't like the guy that got her pregnant.
Okay, stop that right there. What?
He said what? She has rights. And Ben said, excuse me, what? What? No, she does not. What about the fetus?
What?
What?
If the guy got her pregnant, and presumably we're not talking about a rape here, but just
What if we are, asshole? What do you mean? That's what Bill Nye meant. That's what Bill Nye literally meant. He was trying to put rape lightly. She doesn't like the guy who got her pregnant. That's what he's talking about. He's just trying to be a human being. So Ben is basically saying, excluding what you're talking about, let's make an argument.
doesn't like the guy who got her pregnant.
Appeals when he just fucking said, in a divorce proceeding, can I murder the children if I don't like the father of the child? I hate this stupid piece of shit. I hate this fucker. He's such a little fucking weasel, dude.
I'd say this seems like a pretty important thing.
This seems like a pretty important thing. Shut the fuck up. I hope you get aborted.
We have so many more problems.
I think this is an offshoot of how severely transphobic Ben and other conservative commentators have been. Because, and I'll say this fucking over and over again, trans rights and women's rights go hand in fucking hand. Because if we can legislate what trans people can and cannot do with their bodies, then nothing stops us from legislating what women can and cannot do with their bodies. And it'll never happen to men. It'll never. I could go and get a vasectomy fucking tomorrow. But if a woman my age, 22 years old, wants to go get her tubes tied, it's a lot different of a fucking process. I promise you that, regardless of what state you're in. And it's different state to state. To give an argument against abortion or LGBT issues not rooted in religion. Well, that's the danger of someone like Ben Shapiro, is that he pretends to be secular. He pretends as if he's, you know, this fucking beacon of facts and truth and logic, when ultimately everything is derived from his faith. Everything is derived from his twisted, sickening, disgusting interpretation of the Torah that the majority of American Jews would find absolutely repulsive. Using, like, any religion to justify the way that people are treated in this country is fucking disgusting. Yeah, he wears a yarmulke constantly. Always. It's part of his brand. Judaism is cool with abortion. Abortion is in the fucking Torah and the Bible. The founding fathers were cool with abortion too. Judaism.
Best interest.
They're in nobody's best interest except for the unborn child. Also, what?
Unborn, not a child. So the limitation of rights in the United States is when your rights infringe on others, right? If you want to be a fucking debate lord about it, you can't have someone living inside you without your consent. Can't do it. Having sex does not guaranteed to lead to a pregnancy, because that's when conservatives have nothing else to say. That's just what they throw out there. It's just like, well, just be more selective about how you have sex. Just don't have sex till you get married. Don't have sex till you're ready to have a fucking baby. As if that's realistic at all by any metric. Matt Walsh, who admitted to not caring about a kid's consent. Matt Walsh, who has, you know, topless pictures of a trans boy, I think, or trans girl in his documentary. Creepy shit. Does Ben know about the many, many other sperm cells that don't end up being babies? Well, there's no egg there, so it's fine. So let's say, hypothetically, what if 2 fertilized eggs in the womb, right? Twins. Happens all the time. One of the twins absorbs the other one. Do you want to charge the twin with fucking murder? That's a life. You just ended a life. And that happens quite a bit into the pregnancy as well. That can happen in the second trimester, I'm pretty sure. What, do you want to give the fucking baby the death penalty? Just ended a life. Fucking ridiculous.
I love that he just comes back to his truism. You can't tell women what to do. The entire point is, I'm not telling a woman what to do with her body. I'm telling her what she can't do to somebody else's body.
You really have no idea how much you getting upset makes me happy, not in a weird way, but in a way that shows you truly care and that I'm not the only one who gets incredibly angry watching these types of videos. Thank you for caring less than 3.
Yeah, no worries. Glad I can help. Yeah, the ding sound fucking sucks. Also, how can you say with a straight fucking face somebody else's body? The body isn't made yet, Ben. It has a tail. Like, come the fuck on. It doesn't have fucking fingers, you stupid piece of shit. Someone else's body. Shut the fuck up. And you are telling her what she can't do to her body. It's her fucking uterus. He's never been a lawyer. He's never practiced law. He graduated from Harvard Law, but you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know that he graduated from Harvard Law because he writes like a fucking 14-year-old in his first English class.
You wouldn't know how big a human egg was if it weren't for microscopes.
True.
So the what?
Oh, he said I swear.
Why does the size matter?
Because you think life begins at conception, you cocksucker. Because you literally cannot physically see this life with your own 2 eyes. You wouldn't know it existed if not for the existence of microscopes. You wouldn't even know.
I'm confused.
Yeah, you are confused because you're stupid.
He's a scientist. This is like him saying, well, you know, does atomic chemistry matter at all?
It's not what we're saying, Ben. Not at all what anyone is saying.
But they have consequences, it turns
Yeah, dude, if you didn't have a microscope, you just wouldn't know. You just wouldn't know about bombs, dude. Yeah, this is what happens when you get an abortion.
out.
You wouldn't know the process. You wouldn't have that shot, the famous shot or shots where the sperm are bumping up against the egg. You wouldn't have that without.
And so he's telling you that your perspective is limited, that you think that the process of an egg being fertilized is life, when it is so far removed from the possibility of life, when there are so many factors, infinitesimal fucking factors that can prevent that fertilized egg from becoming a human being. But all you think of is sperm going egg, baby, because you're stupid, because you're a dumb.
Without science.
Right. And we do. So, and your point is that we'd be better off if we were ignorant, like you appear to be?
Or his producers saw this and were like, this will be an easy one. This will be a softball for Ben because he's stupid and incoherent. So I'm going to give this to him. And even still, he fails to make actual genuine arguments. But besides that, this isn't an argument. There's no debate here. Because me getting mad at Ben doesn't change anything for women who need abortions or even want an abortion. Because I am an advocate for rights. Because I like when people don't die. And I like when people don't get fucking pregnant when they don't want to be. I like when people aren't forced into an existence under poverty, under child abuse, have to go into the foster system. I prefer that just not even be an option. But ultimately, regardless of whatever I want for this potential life that happens, I want women to be able to make their own fucking choices without little mouse-faced dipshit assholes like Ben Shapiro standing around influencing political parties like the Republican Party, influencing politicians, and standing around and being like, well, Bill Nye doesn't know biology. He's only a graduate of an astrophysics fucking school. I'm Ben Shapiro, and I wrote a book in 2003 about how porn is degrading Western society. I don't know how a pussy gets wet. I'm Ben Shapiro. I don't know how my dick works because I just have faith or whatever. That's not an argument. It's not an option anymore. I'm done debating. I'm done fucking telling people that, you know what? Women should have rights. Women should be able to undergo a procedure that is bottom lip, but it's just the lighting.
The independent human life within her.
Maybe it's not. Did he get stung by a fucking bee?
That would be the thing. We'll get to more on this in just 1 second. First, I've debunked communism, JFK conspiracy.
Ben Shapiro has debunked communism. Ben Shapiro has debunked communism. Ben Shapiro has debunked communism. Ben Shapiro has debunked communism.
Conspiracies and other disputed topics. I haven't yet debunked the huge lies surrounding store-bought meat.
Debunked communism.
Conspiracies and other disputed topics. I haven't yet debunked the huge lies surrounding store-bought meat.
Ben Shapiro cannot grill.
Grocery stores and leftists, they'll tell you to buy.
Ben Shapiro's ads make it so clear that everything he says is a grift.
Buy that grass-fed, super omega, morally superior, equity-bringing, live your truth beef.
Yeah, don't buy that. Oh my God. Ugh, look at that.
Push the lie that those labels mean anything at all.
Ben Shapiro made that shit well done, dude. He's got ketchup on the side. He's got A1 in the back. He's got that shit fucking, he's got that crisped up. He fucking burnt that shit. Look at this, Ben. This is the most egregious thing you've done yet.
But they don't mean a thing. They're all
Grocery stores and leftists don't want you to eat real meat. They want you to eat that grass-fed shit. Instead, eat meat that's been caged. Eat meat that's been beaten. Eat meat that's been tortured. Do not season it. The left wants you to season your meat. Do not do it. There's not a single person of color at the barbecue. That's why you can count the salt.
One of the first questions people have to think about is, are fetuses persons?
Nope.
Now
Neither are zygotes.
that's a very important linguistic question.
I think this is bullshit. We really need it because the whole like where does life begin shit is so irrelevant. It is completely irrelevant. Not even Candace Owens showed up. That's funny. Jordan Peterson didn't show up either. So much for his all meat diet. He's on the Daily Wire now, so it's weird that he wasn't there. No, this whole argument about like when does life begin is so irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. And like liberals like this caving to that and like insisting that they have to like fight on conservative terms is very frustrating. Ignore it. Someone asks you, it's ending a life. No, it's not. When does life begin? Doesn't matter. If a life began inside you, you'd probably have a lot of different things to say about it.
Persons. I didn't say human beings. I didn't say alive. Those are three different issues.
Let's see it, Ben.
circle detected. Okay, so get this. You ready? A person is a human being with rights. A human being with rights is a person.
What? That's just saying the same thing twice. You just reorganize the words. That's not circular logic. That's just a reinforcement of a point.
At no point do you define what makes a human being the human being with rights.
He's not trying to define it. He was just reinforcing his point. Even if he was, what makes a human being with rights? Just a motherfucker that got born did. Life begins at birth. Because what the fuck else does birth mean, you stupid asshole?
At no point does he define when a human being transforms from a human being without rights into a human being with rights.
So when the fuck does a human being transform from fucking nothing into a human being? Ben would say the instant of conception, but that's just not true. Human beings aren't microscopic. Human beings are inside of other human beings.
So he just completely avoids the argument through this magical circle. A person is a human being with rights. A human being with rights is a person.
Ben, you define a person. Cocksucker. Is a person when a sperm cell and an egg cell touch? Because that's not a good definition. You can't legislate based on that. Because there are probably tens, if not hundreds of thousands of examples of fertilized eggs in women right now, right this instant. The majority of those will probably not become people. Or maybe not a majority, but a plurality of those will not become people. So is there just mass murder happening? Ben would say yes, but that's absurd and a very stupid, childish way to live your life. That you bring up until you just say, fuck you, it doesn't matter, I'm aborting you with a gun. What is a woman? Yeah, what is a sperm, bitch?
And some animal rights advocates.
Life begins when you start making money and getting bitches. Life begins when you collect bands. Does that not compute? Life begins when you get racks.
For example, think that that's a
Pull it up.
Because babies
Where's the clip?
are not sentient,
Where's the quote?
essentially have the same mental function as some kinds of animals.
He never said any of this.
This means
You can't even debunk this asshole based on the things that he's saying. You have to debunk him based on things he didn't say. Cool, man. I love when people do that.
be able to abort, and when I say abort, I mean murder, a child post-birth.
I'm going to abort myself if I have to listen to any of this in a Minecraft, in the video game, in Mario.
So I will give Peter Singer perfect points for consistency. But citing Peter Singer as your moral authority is sort of a risky business, as it turns out.
What are you trying to legislate based on morality now, asshole? It doesn't matter. We don't do that here. That's not how it works. If we legislated based on morality, people you know, like Milo Yiannopoulos, would be in fucking prison for pedophilia.
So other people have sometimes what
Allegedly.
called a capacity X view, where they say, in order to be up towards the future, the ability to feel pain, whether you understand it, is it about continuity of an identity over time, or is it merely being alive and breathing?
Okay, so here's
None of this is fucking relevant to the conversation. This is a rights issue. This is a women's rights issue, and all this fucking bullshit fluff, liberal ass fucking aesthetics don't matter. This is a rights issue, period. End of story. Can you legislate someone to get a medical procedure that they want? No. That's the answer. Doesn't matter. I am consistent. Ben is stupid and a worm.
the problem. Any standard other than alive and breathing means that you're going to be murdering people unborn in the womb.
Unborn, not people. Period. That's it.
Any other standard he mentioned there. So, discontinuity of identity. We have people who have conditions where they have discontinuity of identity. Can you murder them? Do they have human value?
Ben, you have no human value.
How about thinking complex thoughts? Have you ever met a small child? They don't think complex thoughts. Or a person who is very elderly and maybe losing mental function. Honest to goodness, the standards that he is using here are completely applicable to people who are fully grown.
And the standards you use for how much you can legislate based on medical preferences can be applied to fucking you. That's it. Ben Shapiro needs brain surgery. I'm making it illegal for people to get brain surgery. We're gonna hit him with this one.
And the question is that enough? What kind of theory of potentiality? You know, hydrogen and oxygen each have the potential together to become water. But does that mean that they are water? They have the metaphysical properties of water?
No. No, that's a great, that's at least the first fucking solid argument I've heard from this motherfucker. Ben Shapiro is one of my motivations to keep living when I'm considering unaliving. Can't let that bastard outlive me. Keep that energy. Be petty.
No,
Or do we
that's
require
stupid.
more
Oh, okay, Ben said it's stupid. All right.
of a kind of potentiality? Something like, in the natural course of things, you will become something.
Well, I mean, obviously the latter. That's like saying that sperm and egg, apart from one another, have the potential to become a human being. Apart from each other, they don't. Combined, they do.
Okay, so if you nut while someone loses an egg because they're shedding their uterine wall because they're on their period, then, oh man, a murder just took place because the potential life didn't see through. Ben is hyperfixating on where this combination of sperm and egg lives, when in reality, It doesn't matter. If this combination of sperm and egg go down the fucking toilet, then it's fine, according to Ben. But if this combination of sperm and egg happen to be in a woman's uterus, then that is immediately a life. That instant. Bullshit.
I mean, it's the latter. A human being. You mean this is a human being with potential, as Robert George says from Princeton.
Now, even if you think
No. A potential human being is not a human being with potential. That's a completely different thing, you stupid piece of shit. Fuck, man.
something is a person, that doesn't necessarily mean you've solved the abortion problem. So it is possible, illegal and justified. How does that argument go? The suggestion is that there is a...
I hate this, dude. I hate this so much. I hate so much of this. I fucking hate this. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is debate lord shit. This does not matter. To the fucking 14-year-old pregnant teenager in Oklahoma who needs to have an abortion in order to live her life, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She doesn't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Ben doesn't actually give a shit.
a right of another entity that has overcome whatever...
Yeah, what about IVF? What if you have a sperm and an egg in a petri dish and you throw it against the wall? Is that murder, Ben? Or is it different when it's inside someone's uterus?
interest the fetus has. And that is the right typically of the mother who is gestating the fetus. So the claim is, yes, a fetus is a person.
This is the most liberal shit because you're conceding. You're like, well, yeah, maybe it's, it's abortion is murder, but it's okay. And it's like, no, fuck that. It's not murder. It's not a person. It's not a life. It's bullshit. Fuck off. Eat my ass. Fuck you.
Because the woman gestating the fetus has a right to stop that gesting the death of a person.
Now, you can see why that might be popular among certain philosophers, but is wildly unpopular with the American people. Because
That's not even true. That's literally a lie. 75% of the country supports Roe v. Wade. 75, bitch. 75, Ben. What do you have to say about that?
it turns out that that is a horrifying moral argument.
What if the fetus is trans? You want to kill it then? I'm sure you do.
When do my rights conquer your ability to live?
When your ability to live, when it's inside you, Ben, when it's in your fucking belly, when it's literally in your stomach, that's when. That's exactly when. So you can't take this example and apply it to examples that aren't the same thing. Things are different than other things.
Throughout human history, by the way, there have been multiple societies where the dehumanization of other people has allowed people to argue for their mass murder.
Yes, dude. It's genocide. Yes. Yes, abortion is genocide, Ben. You're totally right. That's not disrespectful to your own fucking Jewish heritage. Awesome.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
It's funny because he put in Shrek.
I'm not just talking about the Holocaust. I'm talking about throughout human history.
God, oh my God, oh my God. Ben Shapiro, don't equate abortion to the Holocaust challenge. Impossible difficulty.
That chain of thought, that this is a person with a right to life, and my countervailing rights overcome that right to life, that is an argument with an extraordinarily ugly history.
Yeah, when it's applied to real people, not goo in someone's fucking belly.
You know, the fact that that last argument is so ugly is why they spend so much time trying to say that this is not a person. Because if they admit that this is a person, and that the person has rights, that a human being with potential...
What other rights does it have? Can it vote? Can it drive? Can it own property? Can it fucking roam around the street? No! It has no rights. It has one right, according to Ben, and that's to fucking feed off of whatever the mother's eating. Great. Good right. Can't even fucking breathe. Can't do fucking math. No bitches.
potential is in fact a human being, then all the other arguments fall away pretty quickly, and they know this, which is why they never resort to this final argument. Again, and their entire argument looks too ugly. And so instead, they have to just ignore the personhood of the fetus or pretend that the personhood of the fetus does not exist at all.
Oh my baby. God. He probably has a beating heart, you know. It can feel pain, and it has fingernails.
I hope Ben Shapiro can feel pain, and I hope he feels it every single day. You're really bad at this, Ben. I know your producers thought this would be a softball, but the way you bumble through your own lack of logic is literally making me want to abort myself.
Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
Environment, you're a product of your culture, you're a product of a vulture coming away, eating at your soul. Bro, listen to these words that I say. You was not gay, don't be 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 gay. Come back.